This is Lori Amino, I'm the co-chair of that. That's Stanley, he is the treasurer, and Maureen is the secretary. And we're all parents of special needs children on IEPs or 504s, just like all of you. We meet once a month, and we do all sorts of different trainings. There's a great one, I'm just going to go through the list. You have the white papers, and this is what we're going to be doing all this year. So in November, it's the Lynn Public Schools technology programs. So that's things like iPads and what they're doing in the classrooms to assist the children. Then we have, December we have off through the holidays, and same thing with January, the weather's bad. February we have the Federation Workshop. No one wants to miss that. It is about all the laws of Massachusetts, what your rights are for your children, and it's someone from the Federation of Massachusetts. And they come out and they walk you through everything. You get some great paperwork, some really good information. You don't want to miss it. And then we have a few other things that aren't nailed totally down yet, but we're hoping to have a special ed lawyer come talking about guardianship, things like that. You can ask questions. The ARC, the Northeast ARC, which offers a lot of great services. So we're trying to get them to come out for one of our meetings. And then our guest speaker, Charlie Applestein, and he is a riot. He was awesome last year, and we're really hoping to get him again. You saw him? Oh, he was just awesome. I can't say enough. But I'm going to turn you over to the special ed department. We have Stacy Pena, the program specialist. Francis Martinez, the para-liaison, and Jessica McLaughlin, the acting SPED director right now. She's doing a fabulous job. So
thank you. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming. So we have a little presentation that we're going to just review with you. It's something that we did with the school committee last spring, and it's just a nice overview of special education in the city and a couple updates on some of our programs. So, give me a second to call it up here. Beginning. So what I want to talk about is the continuum of special education services in the city of Lynn. We have, what's on here? So we have a lot of students in the Lynn Public Schools, as you all know. There's about 15,000 students total for the district. Of that, about, this is last year's number, it's gone up a little bit, but about 2,300 students are students with IEPs in the district. And our averages are pretty good. So altogether, if you look down in the corner here, that's 15% of our students in the city of Lynn are students with IEPs. And compared to the rest of the state, we are actually under the state average for identification for students with IEPs, which is really good. The state really wants us to be below the state average for, and it's really good for our urban districts, so we're really proud of that. What I've put up here is a triangle of the types of services we provide in Lynn. If you look at the top, we have in green, inclusion in integrated settings. That is our biggest percentage. We have about 63% of students are serviced in inclusion or integrated settings, which means most of their school day is in the general ed classroom with support services like special ed teachers coming in, or speech and language, or OT. Students might go out of the classroom for a little bit for some extra support, but for the most of the day they're included with their general ed peers. This is a category that we really want to see grow. We would love to see more and more kids accessing the general ed curriculum with inclusive services. Some kids do need a smaller classroom setting. We do have programs scattered all across the district in classrooms that are for students with developmental delays or cognitive impairments. Some students have multiple disabilities. Older students might be in a life skills program. We have a task program that I'll describe a little bit later on, and an SLD program for students with significant learning disabilities. So these students in these classrooms are in a self-contained program, but they also have access to the general ed students. They participate in lunch. A lot of them go to, especially at the middle schools, they're going out to art, music, gym, our fifth major it's called, which is an extra class. And they're given as much time as possible in the general ed setting. Some students might have one area of strength that they're doing really well. So say, for example, a student's really strong in math, they might go out to an inclusion math class from their self-contained class. So we're really looking at individualizing your student's needs. If a student has strength in something, we want to push them forward and ahead, we are not shy about doing that. Then we have our specialized programs. These are our programs for students with high level of needs. Because we're such a large district, we have a high incidence of low incident disabilities, which means that where you have a small district, they might not have as many students with multiple disabilities. They might not have as many students with significant autism. So what we're able to do, because we have such a large population, is to really come up with some specialized programs for our kids. And they're typically students who might be seen in an out-of-district placement. If you were in a smaller district, we didn't have these programs. We have a multi-handicap program called the TEAMS program. Ms. Benea actually works there with us. The TEAMS program, that's at the ECC at the Lynn Tech. We also have our coach program, which many of you may have heard of. It runs from Shoemaker to Pickering up to Classical, and those are self-contained classes there. And we also have an integrated program, which would be included up at the top. We have a terrific program for adolescents and high school students with acute mental health needs or needing assistance called over at Perfecto. And the Fresh Start program, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. Does anybody have any questions about this? No? So then I wanted to give a visual of how many students we have by disability categories. So if you look at the top, we have our multiple disabilities, neurological, autism, and then what I did is split them. The purple is the self-contained students, and the green means that they're seen in the general ed setting. So it doesn't matter what the student's disability is. We have students with all types of disabilities in the general ed setting, but also have programs available for students who need it. And if you look at the bottom, our biggest population is the students who are have learning disabilities, and there is just over 600 students total. So we have this fantastic new program called Fresh Start, and we might have one of our nights that we talk about transition services. I'm thinking of asking some of the students from Fresh Start to come over and do a little talk about what they've been experiencing in their class. Fresh Start's a program that we just started. Last year was our first year. It's for kids who are 18 to 22 who have mild cognitive disabilities or learning disabilities, some emotional disabilities or social, maybe high-functioning autism. These kids are working really hard on becoming independent adults. We're working with them on job training and placement, functional academics, travel training, and we have ties with North Shore Community College and the North Shore ARC, and Work Opportunities, which is a job coaching program that we consult with. So our kids in this program attend school like it's over at Lynn Tech. They have their own classroom, and it's not necessarily part of the school building there. They have an open campus for lunch. The students are just super kids. We have 14 students. Some of the students came from out-of-district placements back to the district to really get to know their community, learn how to travel independently, and it's just going really, really well. The kids are just a lovable bunch, and are really, some of them are getting jobs. We've had students there work part-time at Stop and Shop and Walgreens. We had 3 students, actually 2 students came back, got positions with the custodial department for the city of Lynn over the summer. They applied on their own and we've given them these great positions. We have a first aid training, a self-advocacy and social skills training that we do with the North Shore Spotlight program. And the students, like I mentioned, were given an opportunity and will continue to have opportunities at North Shore Community College. The students go with, and they get a North Shore Community College badge. They're given an introductory course to North Shore Community College and have full access to the campus. So they're able to go and use the gym, go to the library, go to the computer center. So the students are walking over or taking public transportation over there during the school day. It's just a super program, and I can't wait for you guys to meet the kids. I'm definitely having them in to remark about transition. The to the past program being developed at Callahan School, we had individual behavior classrooms for students with emotional impairments, just at random elementary schools. And we really felt that it wasn't working out well. It's kind of like we try something, we want to evaluate it and see if it's working. If it's not working for our students, we really need to try something different. So we looked at our data and looked at the students' progress and how they were doing, and we really felt strongly that these kids are alone in this big elementary school, and the teachers and staff don't have many other resources to work with. We have, school adjustment counselors that go to the schools, but they're not there full time, and we have behavior specialists that are out at different schools, but students in this program might need a little more support, and it wasn't always available. So oftentimes our students were found in the principal's office, or we're just not finding success in their academic and their ability to stay focused at school. So what we decided to do with our relational support was we were able to get our 4 classrooms over to 1 elementary school, and that's at the Callahan Elementary School. We hired a full-time behavior specialist and a full-time social worker, who now work with the 4 teachers and paraprofessionals and the 33 students in these programs over at Callahan School, and it's been such a success. And we really do everything we can to have the students push into the elementary classrooms there at Callahan, and they're successful. So they're trying it out again. Instead of being in the small classroom all day, they're going out and having some great success and practicing their coping skills in the general ed setting. So it's something that we're pretty proud of. So we're starting year 3 this year. And then the Coach Integrated program. So a lot of you are familiar with the Coach program for students with moderate to severe autism. But we had another program at Druitt's called Coach Integrated. And that's for students with higher functioning autism who were able to handle the academic demands of the classroom but needed more support in general ed. So we've recently transferred the whole program from Druitt Elementary School up to the Shoemaker Elementary School. For some of the same reasons. We have, to consolidate the services was a really good idea. We have speech and language therapists, occupational therapists, school adjustment counselor, behavior therapists, a lot of services at the program at Shoemaker. So we wanted to have a seamless transition for students. Sometimes students who are in the Coach program make enough progress that they can be in the integrated program. And we wanted them to have an opportunity to try those classrooms as they need to. And it's our first year. We did some planning with the teachers this year. Both the regular ed and special ed teachers had training over the summer. And it's so far so good. I think it's going pretty well.
The transition was incredible.
Okay, you're a student from this class, right?
Yes,
Okay.
so he moved from Druitt's over to Shoemaker, and perfect, no problems. Transition's been seamless.
All right. So, again, it's a work in progress. We're always going to look to reevaluate, see if there's things we could do better. But right now, that's been one of our new programs for this upcoming school year, just a transition. And that's it. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview. There's a lot more that we have in the district to offer. There's a lot more programs that I could review, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what we have out there. And if there's anything that you want to hear more about, I would definitely reach out to our lovely ladies here. If there's a particular topic you want to know more about, or a process.
We're always looking for ideas for meetings.
Right.
Always.
And
We're brainstorming.
we'll bring people in if there's a topic that you really want to know about, that we can bring people in to be speakers. I'm so excited that you're all here tonight. This is like probably our biggest turnout that we've had in a long time, so I'm really excited that you're here and get to know one another. I mean, I think that's part of the success of maybe this PAC group, is that these ladies and gentlemen have been able to get to know each other. And when you have peers who are going through some similar things that you might be going through with your son or daughter, that it's good to have people who understand and people who can guide you and give you support or advice or suggestions. I would, continue to come and meet these other parents, and the more we work together to help the kids, I think it works out best for everybody. So, thank you so much.